Hello, everyone, and welcome again to another Teacher Joseph video clip. I wanted to let you all know about my weekly lesson, and I'm really hoping that today this video clip will help you a little bit more to understand this week's weekly lesson and just to touch upon a few things regarding accents. Now, this is, I think, the third week that I've been preparing weekly lessons, and they're very good for grammar, but I really wanted to chime in to give you some guidance on pronunciation and accent. It's not possible to do that in notes. You really need someone to talk to you, to read the essay. And that's what I hope to do today in this video clip. I really want to do a weekly video clip to accompany the weekly lesson. I can't promise I'll be doing one every week, but when I have time, I will be. And this is the first one. So I'll be going over this essay that I've written, which is all about the speech of Martin Luther King. I really enjoyed this one. To write that essay, I had to really go in depth to the speech itself. One of the reasons why I didn't actually put the speech on the website is because the speech is a wonderful speech, but it's a little bit out of date. A wonderful speech and very inspirational for anyone who hears it, but it uses words which we are no longer allowed to use because they would be marked as being racist. So the language in that speech is a little bit out of date. I could have changed it or changed the words, but I didn't really want to change the words of such a fabulous speaker. It's a wonderful speech and it's rarely quoted in full these days because the way in which it refers to Black people isn't a way that we can do now. Complex, isn't it? I really would have loved to have recorded it and shared it with you, but if that had gone on social media, maybe not these days, but in the future, as artificial intelligence gets picked up, I'm sure it would be banned completely because that's the way things are now with political correctness. Anyway, here where I'm sitting, as you can see, is a very intimate kind of place with these little lights behind me. So we're going to begin reading in a nice, very friendly, non-threatening atmosphere. The essay that I had written to summarize the speech of Martin Luther King. So you can see this on the website. You can follow it as I'm reading it, or you can review it. I want you to pay particular attention to my pronunciation, my spaces between the words, which I've smoothed away by joining the words together and stretching them. As well as that, notice my intonation, my voice going up and down as I'm reading. And these things will give you the perfect way to read. So many of you are always asking me, give me shadow text, give me a text to shadow with. So this would be a perfect example of something that you can use for shadowing. All right, so here we are. This is my speech. Or my essay. It's not my speech. Okay. On August 28, 1963, amidst the heightened fervor of the civil rights movement, Martin Luther King Jr. delivered what would become one of the most iconic speeches in American history, I Have a Dream. Addressing a crowd of over 250,000 at the Lincoln Memorial, King articulated a vision of equality, justice, and freedom that transcended the bitter divisions of race and creed. This speech was not merely a call for societal transformation, it was a poetic masterpiece, weaving together the threads of American history, personal aspiration, and collective struggle. King invoked the symbolic shadow of Abraham Lincoln, grounding his dream in the historical context of the fight against slavery and segregation. He referenced the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution, reminding the nation of its unfulfilled promises of freedom and equality for all its citizens. At its core, King's speech utilized the power of language to illustrate the stark reality of racial injustice, while also painting an uplifting picture of a future where children of all races could coexist harmoniously. His repeated use of the phrase, I have a dream, served not only as a rhetorical anchor, but as a compelling invocation of a shared American aspiration towards liberty and justice. Moreover, King's delivery embodied the ethos of the non-violent resistance movement. He championed a path forward through peaceful protest, emphasizing that the quest for civil rights should not devolve into new cycles of hatred and retribution. His vision extended beyond the immediate concerns of African Americans to encompass a broader call for freedom and equality across the globe. The I Have a Dream speech remains a beacon of hope and a testament to the transformative power of non-violent advocacy. Its messages about the importance of equality, the necessity of justice, and the power of collective action continue to resonate deeply in the ongoing struggle for human rights worldwide. And there we are. Very nice, very nice. Now, I'm not sure if all of the words that I've put in to the word list I've remembered to use in the essay. And I'm saying that because I'm looking at the first one, and I remember taking that out because it was such an unusual word, anaphora. So apologies if you're busy looking for that word and you don't find it in the essay. It's the kind of thing I would do, isn't it? But I remember looking at that word and thinking, oh, it's a bit hard because we never use that word. And I didn't go back and check it after I took it out, but it might be in there somewhere. I don't remember. In total, to come up with that essay was fairly short, but to come up with the actual lesson took me, I think, about 2 hours. I didn't want it to take that long, and by the end of it, I was beginning to get a little bit nervous. Because it was Sunday morning, and you know, Sunday mornings are always nice, quiet mornings. I did check it again on Sunday night, but I didn't check the vocabulary list. But anyway, those words are very common, except the first one. So I really hope that you found the list useful. And I also hope that you've been able to use the weekly lesson. Remember, it's designed for you. So it would be good if you've been able to actually look over it and use it and identify any words that you don't know. Personally speaking, what I would advise you to do is not really use it to learn about Martin Luther King, and don't use it to learn about grammar either. I think the best use of a lesson like this would be with shadowing, and also to treat the lesson as if it's some kind of a textbook. If you're someone who struggles with prepositions, go through it, mark the prepositions. If you're someone who wants to know more about phrasal verbs, go through it, underline the phrasal verbs. If you're someone who really does want to turn it into a text that you can study, compare it to the way I've just read it and mark the words where I intonated, mark the words which I stressed, mark how I joined the words together. Turn the text into something that you can really, really work with. Make your own lessons from it rather than relying on me. So the more you can really work with that, identify something you want to use. Let's say learn about prepositions, go through the text, tear it apart, finding the prepositions you want. That's where your growth will come in, you know? Also, note down words that you don't know. Note down sounds that you feel you're not making properly, such as the sounds which I'm making. Go back, review them. If you've had lessons with me, you'll know that I often use an anti-moon chart. Use it, go get it. You've heard me talking about it often enough. Go to Google, put in anti-moon sounds of English, and you'll find it. You really need to be pushing yourself to do some work. Sitting back and saying, so Teacher Joseph's lesson, yeah, I'll try to fill in the blanks for him. It's not enough. Bring it alive. Make it real for you. You have a text here in English. Go through it. Underline it. Notice the intonations. Write on it. Print it off. So bring it to life. That's my advice for you today. Yeah, and I hope that you really do find it useful and you're able to apply your logic and learning to it. I mean, you're all telling me, oh, but I'm different because I'm logical. I'm not a creative person. My mind is logical because I come from this particular country or because of the job that I do or whatever. So if you are so logical, use the essay that way. Go through it systematically. Tear it apart. Bring out of it the prepositions. Bring out of it the tenses you say you don't know. Bring out of it the way I speak by comparing the way I speak and writing your notes on the paper where the intonation should be. Take it and use it. I'm beginning to sound like Martin Luther King now. I'm just waiting to move on to I have a dream that your English will be perfect. So you can hear there that you really don't have to wait for me to be doing this. You're very capable of making up your own lessons with this kind of text. And that's it for me. That's all I wanted to say. Just to give you some more info, what's been happening with me. Everything is fine. Getting busy on Italki as I usually am. If you do want any help with accent reduction, feel free to book a lesson. If you can't find any suitable times to book a lesson with me, please do come and talk to me, and I'll make sure that I find a place for you. It's always lovely to speak with each and every one of you. Yeah, other news, they've changed my medicine that I'm taking for diabetes. So, yeah, I'm even feeling happy these days. That came as a bit of a shock. I can't really call the doctor and say there's a problem. I'm actually feeling happy. Would be a bit of a strange thing, that, but yeah, I'm feeling remarkably well. So I don't know if that's because my blood sugar is getting better or if it's just the effect of the pills. But wherever it is, yeah, I'm happy and I have a lot more energy, which hopefully you'll be seeing as I do a lot more things to help you on your journey with English. That's it from me today. So remember, please, just to summarize, if you're looking for the best use of an essay like this, what you can do is you can really sit down with it, mark off all the grammar that's in it that you can identify, write out where and how I speak in your own way, whatever way that makes sense for you. But really try to use it, also shadowing with it to imitate my voice. That would be equally good. If there is any confusion about the words underneath that essay, whether they're in it or not, try to make some sentences with those words. You really need to be bringing English to life. Don't keep looking to me to give you instructions, to give you exercises. That's not how you learn. You need to do it. Write things out, make your own exercises, use it as a base to study something you're actually interested in. It doesn't have to be Martin Luther King, but you could make your own story, maybe about someone famous from your country. I'd like to hear that. Bring it. Tell me about it. I'd be delighted. All right, then. So have a wonderful evening, day, night, wherever you are. Smiles across the miles. And we'll see you all again soon. Bye.